oak test.
Whether law is justified under section 1.
Okay. I need your eye contact. It's very important. For example, I'm a judge here. I'm a judge. Okay. Mr. Sharma is right here. Yes, Mr. Sharma. You have done wonderful job. I'm a judge. He is a prosecutor. On my right hand side, Mr. Sharma is right here. Yes, Mr. Sharma, your right is going to be infringed. Before you're going to go into room number 2, first you have to establish room number 1. You have established room number 1 through Human Rights Court. Then Mr. Sharma, what right is going to be infringed? You're going to say, what right? What do you think?
Right of religion or
Religion, based on religion. Based on religion.
and equality as well.
Listed ground, religion is clearly listed ground, right? You're gonna say listed ground. So room number 2, listed ground, I will explain how to handle issue, rule, application, conclusion. I will explain. Room number 2 is done. Mr. Sharma, wonderful job. Now jump into the prosecutor room. Jump into room number 3, oak test, which is prosecutor room. Jump into prosecutor room. Whether law is justified under section 1. Prosecutor has to prove there are 4 steps. In room number 3, 4 steps. Sufficient important objective. Can you write sufficient important objective? Sufficient important objective. Second is rational connection. Rational connection. Rational connection between the objective and the discrimination. Third one is minimum impairment. Minimum impairment. Fourth one is proportionality effect. How Canadian Constitution work out in a real picture examination point of view, I'm telling you is the same thing. Whenever your right is going to be infringed, any right from the room number 2, because always your right would be infringed from the room number 2. Okay. You are okay. For example, you know what? I will give you a job.
1 second. Please don't ask me a question. I have my own train of thoughts going on and I'm listening to it.
Okay, no problem.
That disrupts my
this is good. This is good. No problem. No problem. Okay. This is my room number 2. Always, whenever exam gonna start from room number 2. Of course, room number 2, right? Your right would be infringed from room number 2. Okay, ma'am. Okay. You know what? I would give you job. This is my grocery store, or this is my okay. If you will become a police officer, I'll give you a job. But you are woman, I will give you $20 as compared to man. Man would be $30 because they are stronger, right? So $20. So you're gonna say, oh, room number 2, what right is going to be infringed?
Equality.
2A, freedom of religion? No. Freedom of expression? No. Life, liberty, security? No. Section 15, equal rights. So now room number 2, you're gonna pick up from the given scenario, room number 2, okay, equal rights. Now equal rights, you are very upset. You are very upset. You're gonna go to the court. So you are very upset, came to the constitutional lawyer. You have to write a memorandum. Okay, you have to write a memorandum. Now what's your name?
Vaishali.
Vishali, you are here. I'm a judge here. He is a prosecutor. So first step, being a defense lawyer, you're gonna say whether charter apply to that body. Body could be federal, provincial, municipality. If not, then substantial degree of government involvement. If not, then look at government policy and program. If not, then at the end, private body. First room is done. Very good. I'm a judge here. You are a defense lawyer. Then you have to go into what right ma'am is going to issue. What right is going to be infringed?
No room 1 right is infringed.
Huh?
No right from room 1 is infringed. That's correct. No.
No, room number 1 is whether charter apply to the body. Room number 2, what right is going to be infringed? Room number 2, what right?
The right to equality.
Yeah. I understand that.
Charter will apply.
Room number 1, whether charter apply to that body, that's it.
So we don't need to list all those things.
No.
Just whether the charter applies. Yes.
Yeah.
Or no.
Okay, in an exam, okay, you have to tell to the examiner, maybe examiner gonna test you from this point. Maybe he gonna test you from this point. Maybe he gonna test you from this point. Maybe he gonna test you from these points. Right? You got it?
Yeah. Okay. But you're saying that doesn't, because you're saying it's a private, it's a grocery. It's a private body, so it'll be at the bottom.
Yeah. So if it's a private body, then jump into the private body through Human Rights Code. Tell to the examiner, from the given scenario, it's a private body. According to Charter of Rights, everything is a private body. McKinney versus University of Gulf. Hospitals are private body. Universities are private body. Everything is a private body. Banks are private. But at the end, this one, or at the end, through Human Rights Code, everything is bound by the charter. First step is done. Right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Is any?
Yeah, I understand that. I was just looking at my notes.
Yeah. Then room number 2. I'm a judge here. Yes, Vishali. What right is going to be infringed? Rule. Cut, copy, paste. Listed ground. What are the listed ground? Tell me.
Sex.
Read all listed ground.
Race.
Rule, cut, race.
Nationality.
Exactly.
Race, nationality, ethnic color, religion, sex, mental and physical disability.
Very good. Then there are some analogous ground. I will explain later. Analogous ground. Then application. In application, you have to pick up exact point based on what?
Sex.
Sex. It means there was a clear discrimination by the police department. By the police department. Sex. Room number 2 is done. You're gonna get 10 marks. Sometimes section 15-25 marks question. Section 15-25 marks. Once you're gonna pick up, oh, based on religion, Mr. Sharma, based on religion. You are lady based on sex, right? You are disabled based on disability. You will be tested in exam. Room number 2 is done. You're gonna get 10 marks. Okay. Then jump into the third room. Is extremely important. Minimum 40 marks question 14. Maximum 24 marks. Minimum 14. Maximum 24 marks gonna come from room number 3. If you will not gonna understand the room number 3, do not think to clear the exam for sure. 24 marks, 1/4 of the exam. Room number 3. Jump into the room number 3. Whether law is justified under section 1. Rule. Being a crown, you have to prove sufficient important objective, rational connection between the objective, minimum impairment, and proportionality effect. Crown has to prove all these things. If one of them could not establish, law would be struck down. No force or effect. If being a prosecutor, you can establish all these things, law would be justified. How this is a court structure. Whether charter apply to the body, in a body, then what right is going to be infringed? We have to pick up. Can be freedom of religion, can be freedom of expression, can be section 7 or can be section 15. Okay, then jump into the prosecutor room. Whether law is justified under section 1. Issue whether law is justified under section 1. Rule sufficient important objective, rational connection between the objective, minimum impairment, and proportionality effect. 14 to 24 marks. This is whole Canadian Constitution Charter of Rights gonna work out. Or make it very clear. Computer guys, make it very clear. Room 2, I am telling you in a real picture, room 2 always would be infringed. Especially 2A or 2B, in a real picture,